look who finally showed up to the party.
He's here.
After the 10-week house rental, we are back in the saddle. We got the OGs from Tankers. Shout out to Wiggy stepping in for me.
Wiggy will be guest appearancing out there every once in a while. We'll pull him in for some action, babe.
But we're just in time coming back for 12-team PPR mock draft. Just ready to get you guys ready for your boards.
Alright, thing's about to kick off. I'm going to be the 4-hole. Travis over there is going to be in the 10 spot. Kind of give you a beginning and end kind of situation of the draft, this 12-team PPR. It just kicked off, and Todd Gurley is off the board first, and I just think that's like, what, the consensus #1 overall this year?
I think so. I mean, I think Gurley and Bell, in my opinion, are the top 2 fantasy options, but...
I mean, I love David Johnson. I think
just
David
the injury
Johnson,
concerns scare me a little bit.
The fact that he hasn't been on the football field for like a year scares you. But I mean, David Johnson could easily go out there and be the #1 PPR back this season. I mean, nothing against David Johnson.
There's no reason if he plays 16 games he can't go over 1,000 in each category, receiving and rushing.
Right. Yeah, David Johnson went 2nd overall. Somebody believed in David Johnson over Le'Veon Bell right there. Then Le'Veon Bell went at 3, and I am up. And I'm looking at either getting down on one of these #1 running backs, Ezekiel Elliott, or straddling up arguably the best fantasy player in the last like 5 seasons in Antonio Brown.
5 straight seasons, 100 catches.
Insanity.
I think it's either 3 or 4 seasons. I want to say it might be 4 straight seasons. This guy's been the #1 overall PPR wide receiver. And in my opinion, he's my pick.
I got to take Elliott here because I'm thinking about it. You know, you get Antonio Brown, then you're looking at the combo of your wide receiver 1 and RB1, and then you're looking at Antonio Brown and guys like Jerick McKinnon, you know, probably some McCoy would be your best bet late in that 2nd round. But, you know, I'm just feeling like I could get myself an A.J. Green or maybe even a Keenan Allen or, hell, even a Mike Evans sorts or Devontae Adams type in that 2nd round. So I'm going to strap it on, get myself an RB1, feel comfortable about it. Zeke Elliott. Played those 10 games. He only had under 80 yards rushing 1 time in those 10 games he played. I mean, that's ball. I mean, that's some ball hawking action.
All right, you took him. Antonio Brown, 5th overall.
There
no
we
surprise there. #6, Kamara. And as if his stock wasn't high enough, now we got the 4-game suspension for Ingram. So, I mean, this guy could full-blown run away with this RB1 job.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a guy like Kamara. I mean, I don't think he can leapfrog over those 4 guys that we're just taking in front of him. I mean, possibly Elliott maybe in a full PPR league. I mean, you got to think Gurley, David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, if on the field, are going to be slightly better than Alvin Kamara in even PPR formats. But
the only thing is the timeshare. If you could promise me that Kamara was the only guy in this offense, I wouldn't have a problem discussing him #1 overall.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if Mark Ingram didn't exist whatsoever, I mean, strap it on.
Which he might. Who knows? He's got a low floor at this point. I mean, it's his last year. They can get rid of him after this year. 4-game suspension already. He could be out of the coach's favor. We could see Kamara all year.
Yeah, I mean, we might be looking at, you know, Ingram falling off into that 15 to 18 touches a game. Maybe, you know, he loses his role a little bit. Maybe he steps back into like 8 to 10 touches a game, and that is just not sexy deluxe.
All right, we had a run here. Kareem Hunt, who, I mean, kind of hit that slump midway through the season, but I think a full season under his belt, he's deserving of that 7th overall pick. Hopkins just went, and I totally am on board with this as my #2 overall wide receiver. If you saw what he did with Watkins with Watson healthy, it's tough to pass on Hopkins right there.
Yeah, I mean, when Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt were taken, I mean, you can have a strong argument for a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, with anybody but Brock Osweiler throwing him the football in his NFL career, he has just been sexy deluxe.
I mean, that is true. Even when Watson went out, he was still putting up very good numbers.
Great numbers. Great high-end wide receiver 1 numbers. He did not. He might have fallen off just a tick, like 2 or 3 points a game, maybe. But other than that, he was out there grinding for you, even with the likes of Tom Savage hucking the rock.
All right, Saquon's out the board. It's a little dicey of a pick. It's scary. He has the opportunity and the athleticism to be a top 10 back this year. But I don't know. If I feel like I'm going right now #10, and I just took Odell Beckham Jr., he's going to get his fill. Obviously, the injury happened last year, but he's going to get his numbers. You've got guaranteed backs like Gordon, Fournette, that you know are going to get 20 touches a game easy. Barkley scares me just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, going to the Giants offense was a hunk of shit last year. You got to think Pat Shurmur is going to breathe some life back in that situation. I mean, if he can use Barkley like he was using Dalvin Cook and then Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon later on in the season, I mean, if he can, I mean, if he's going to be getting that all that work with Pat Shurmur as a coach, I mean, I don't know, I'm feeling the Barkley. I mean, you got to think, I think he's more talented than the likes of Melvin Gordon and Leonard Fournette. I mean, for sure. Who just went the 11 and 12
I mean, Barkley,
right,
they're saying he was the best running back prospect since Adrian Peterson, and we're talking about first ballot Hall of Famer there.
Yeah, that is remarkable. That's a lot of fucking hype to live up to, though. That's some scary.
But these guys that you said just went, Melvin Gordon and Fournette, they're just volume, and they're more volume. I mean, Melvin Gordon kind of late in the year seemed like he had a little scare with the timeshare issue, but I mean, Fournette, they are saying they want to get Corey Grant more involved, but those guys, they're going to get double-digit touchdowns. They're going to get 1,000 yards. It's happening.
Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey just went there, right? First 2 picks of the second round. I mean, those are 2 kind of scary picks for me. Right
Their
there.
ADPs are getting a little crazy right now. I mean, McCaffrey, honestly, it doesn't scare me at all with the signing of bringing in C.J. Anderson. You look at J. Stu, and Christian McCaffrey still caught, what, 80 balls? Something like that. Like, this guy...
80 balls, yeah. He caught 80 balls.
He's going to get his catches. He's not... He only saw, like, 120 carries or whatever. He's going to be closer to that 180 to 200, I feel like. So, C.J. Anderson does not scare me. Dalvin Cook, coming off the ACL, he's shown that he can be an RB1. But, guys, I just picked Michael Thomas, and I feel like you got to go Michael Thomas over those last 2 running backs.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking wide receiver here. If you're looking wide receiver, you're looking at Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, and Julio Jones. I just got to give the edge to Michael Thomas. We had in our rankings, we had Michael Thomas, then Julio Jones, then Devontae Adams. So, all in Michael Thomas, you know, great quarterback situation. Nobody really out there to steal his sex or steal his cheese. So, I mean, you know, the guy that's been there, got it done for you. Devontae Adams has never had a 1,000-yard season. Michael Thomas has
There's Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams.
But, I mean, Adams, he is the only guy.
Devontae Adams over Julio, though. That's so fucky.
Devontae Adams, he's not going to be second fiddle anymore. He is the guy in this Green Bay offense, going to be Aaron Rodgers' #1 target by a lot. But over Julio, who just went. But Julio did.
Julio had a down year. He had 1,400 fucking yards.
I mean, what do you have? 3 touchdowns?
3 touchdowns.
That's going up, people.
Has to. Absolutely has to.
That's happening.
No way he doesn't get back in that 7 to 8 range.
All right. Back-to-back Falcons. Freeman just went off there.
Keenan Allen. We have your first tight end, Rob Gronkowski, and I am up. I'm feeling good about it. And AJ Green, like Julio Jones, had a little bit of down year. He had like the 75 for like the 1,108. And if we're talking about 75, 1,108, I'm saying that's AJ Green's floor at this point in his career. I think we were looking at his floor was last season. I think he at least gets you that. Probably more in the upwards of that 85 to 90 catches range. Probably get you back into that 1,300 yards. Keep the touchdowns around the same, maybe up a tick or 2. But I'm going to give me some A.J. Green here late in the second and just feel good about it.
A.J. Green, every single year since he's came into the league, we're talking average points a game. We're not talking, obviously, throughout a full season because he missed about half a season a couple years ago. He's been a top 12. He's been a wide receiver 1 every single year in existence that he's played.
Yeah, even his rookie season, he was out there getting it done for you as a wide receiver 1. We got a high ceiling, dicey pick right after me, and Jerick McKinnon. I know this is full point PPR, so that is really the only reason you can even consider Jerick McKinnon here in the second round, but that is just something that kind of scares the shit out of me. I like the optimism. I think he can get it done for you, but going out there and saying Jerick McKinnon is going to, you know, week in and week out, supposed to be one of my top 2 sexy boys in my lineup is a very scary thing to say.
I mean, we just think about it, and last year he obviously did his thing, but what about the year before? What happened to that? Why couldn't he do it then?
I mean, he's never, I mean, you know, when Dalvin Cook went down, I mean, he was getting his PPR level. Latavius Murray was that first and second down bell cow. He was the one getting the touchdowns when they got
Zach
Lennon
Ertz, second round, Zach Ertz.
Over the Kelsey. That's some Zach Ertz love, though, but I am a believer.
And was it 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons?
Zach Ertz, baby. I mean, when Carson Wentz was out there, Zach Ertz was getting, like, what, 10 targets a fucking game? It was absurd.
All right, McCoy and Evans at the turn.
I mean, in redraft, McCoy, that's a great value right there. McCoy, Evans, we got Mixon. I'm a Mixon owner in our keeper league, and I am all about it. But I mean, another type of guy that does kind of scare you a little bit.
I mean, for me, early third is steep for a guy like Joe Mixon. I know they said they want him to be that bell cow, but I just don't know. I mean, what do you average? 3.5 yards a carry last year?
Yeah, 3.5 yards a carry last year.
He's more of a receiver, which, I mean, I don't see why. I feel like he's pretty much the same guy as Gio. They basically drafted a Gio who's a little more shifty.
He has lost that 15 to 20 pounds, though. I mean, they did upgrade that offensive line, so that is working for him in his favor.
I don't know, the 3.5 yards of carry, and they didn't do anything about the offensive line. They didn't get any more additional weapons over the top. It scares me a little bit.
Adam Thielen just went. Now I'm on the clock, and I'm looking at it, and I don't normally take a guy like Jordan Howard here in these third rounds of these PPR leagues, but
You're looking at these running backs, and I feel like he's the last back-end potential RB1 available right now. I mean, after him, you're looking at guys like Alex Collins, Kenyon Drake, and
rookies like Rashad Penny even. I mean, you got to think they're one of the top 3 available right now.
It's just too small of a sample size for those guys. Jordan Howard, he's shown that he can be that guy, and I feel like you got
first 2 seasons as a Chicago Bear, he has the most rush yards of anyone of their first 2 seasons as Chicago Bear. We're talking about the likes of Walter Payton. We're talking about Gale Sayers. We're talking about Matt Forte out there. And Jordan Howard has more rush yards in his first 2 years than any of those dudes. I'm not afraid anymore. I know Tariq Cohen is going to be kind of like a gadget guy. He is going to be stealing probably some snaps out there. But I'm saying we might be seeing both of them on the field at the same time. So
I feel like if the Bears knew what they were doing, they would. I would say no fullback, and you go 2 running backs most plays.
I mean, Jordan Howard is an inside the tackle guy. If he can anyway soften up those stone hands just a little bit, I mean, we could be looking at
He's got a giant hands.
I think Jordan Howard's floor. Yeah, I think Jordan Howard's floor is solid, though. I mean, maybe this new coaching change, maybe this Tariq Cohen buzz, maybe he's getting Jordan Howard here in the middle of the third to steal.
People overreacted way too much when he struggled last year, and they got on the Cohen train. But Jordan Howard, it's his saddle. He's back in it. A couple guys just went off. Doug Baldwin, great floor pick, and an excellent floor pick here. And Larry Fitzgerald. When's this guy not going to finish as the number 1 wide receiver?
109 receptions, like over 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns, finished top 4 PPR wide receiver last year. The guy is just a living legend. He's Larry Zabisco.
And what's crazy is his ADP is going up the older he gets.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I drafted him.
5th, 6th round pick.
I drafted him second to last pick in the 4th. Like 2 weeks ago, he's moved his ass up in the middle of the 3rd. Just because you look at it, and you have to take a guy with a solid floor like that. Tyreek Hill went just after him. Back-to-back Chiefs. Travis Kelce. We got our first quarterback off the board in Aaron Rodgers, and now you are up.
All right, this is a guy I'm targeting every single 3rd round. I'm not afraid at all. I don't care who's on the board. 3rd round pick. I'm taking T.Y. Hilton. Now, no, I watched the video. I'm still a Tankers viewer, even though I'm not in them because I've been working on the house. But a guy to target T.Y., and I don't see why not. If someone told me Andrew Luck is throwing at practice, there's no reason why this guy is not somewhere in the 12th to 15th overall being drafted.
I mean, T.Y. Hilton, it was his first non-1,000-yard season last year since his rookie season of 2012, so all in. I think if Andrew Luck is hucking chucking the Duke, I think you're looking at a very solid back-end tight end 1 performance out of T.Y. Hilton.
Wide receiver 1, but
oh yeah, same. Yeah.
I mean, this guy was like a top 5 wide receiver a couple of years ago. People, like, if Andrew Luck is throwing the ball, this guy is a number 1 wide receiver.
Say he's at OTAs looking like a fucking beast too. Say he's looking at a grown ass man out there at the OTAs. looking to prove the naysayers wrong. I think in this late 3rd round pick, he could be the type of guy who could easily win you money and win you leagues in that late 3rd round.
All right, Cooper and Diggs just went off.
We got Rashad Penny. He's climbed about a good round and a half since last week.
They're talking he wants to be a 3rd down back, 3 down back, but I don't know. The Seattle back situation the last couple of years, there's just too many. I feel like you can hit on any of them and they could pay off. Or you know what? The one who goes undrafted, like a Chris Carson last year, ends up being the guy. You just don't know.
Kenyon Drake just went. He came out there and kind of loved you sexy. I mean, if they're, you know, if as long as the Dolphins aren't in denial about the, you know, the life and death situation of Frank Gore, this guy had
on life support.
yeah. I mean, Kenyon Drake came out there weeks 13 through 15 when Damian Williams went down. He got you over 20 PPR points in every single of those 3 weeks. He added 14 receptions throughout those 3 weeks after the Damian Williams injury. And I just think if they just decide to give this guy a full gold chance, I think he can easily be a very solid RB2, if not even a back-end RB1 for you.
All right, I'm gonna go with my former boy. I gotta go Allen Robinson.
Get some Bears.
I mean, missed pretty much all of last season. Only caught 1 ball last year for the Jags. But if we're saying this guy's floor is like 70 catches, 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. I mean, we're talking.
I think get you better yard per catch than that.
We're talking. I just said we're talking floor. We're talking rock bottom floor. And I'm chucking him out there in my 2nd flex because I've yet to draft a running back because I drafted 4 straight wide receivers.
Deep.
But if I've got OBJ, Michael Thomas, T.Y., and A-Rob hitting on all cylinders, that's going to make up for my running back position.
I'm thinking A-Rob, if he stays healthy in the Nagy system with Trubisky, getting another year of maturation under his belt.
I just don't believe in Trubisky at all.
I'm saying 80 for 1,200.
12? Jeez.
And 10. Oh. Let's fucking get it. Let's fucking go, Bears. All fucking
That's top 5.
I know, we're fucking talking some madness out there for the A-Rob.
He'll never touch his Jags.
He had 80, 14, and 14. Yeah, I didn't give him that.
His ceiling is there,
12
people.
and 10.
His ceiling is
10.
there. And that's with Bortles. Who's to say Trubisky can't elevate that ceiling?
Trubisky easily better than the Bortles.
Yeah, I love him. Dude, Bortles is America's quarterback, drinking Bud Lights, ordering tacos. Bumming six.
What did he fucking say his job would be if he wasn't in the NFL? Oh, yeah, construction. There you go.
I love him.
That was blue collar deluxe right there.
All right, we had a huge run here. We had Josh Gordon go, Alex Collins, and the rookie back in Washington here, guys.
Derrick Henry, who I wouldn't touch with sucking someone else's dick out there. Wouldn't touch him. Sony Michel, he just went. You know, I like the Sony Michel talent, but you just never fucking know.
With the New England running back situation.
I mean, he had a little bit of that fumbleitis. He goes out there and he fumbles that football week 1. That motherfucker will never fucking see the light of day again.
Like, honestly, Rex Burkhead, get him up late and he might be the back to own. Who knows in New England?
Who knows? I think James White has his role. I think he is that pass.
He's the only one.
He's the only one that has a defined role of that offense at this juncture. All right, I am up. I'm looking at the wide receivers. I think I can get still a very solid wide receiver 1 and a very good offense. Talking about Alshon Jeffrey for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to swoop him up here. It was between him and Brandin Cooks from the Rams, but I just think Alshon's floor and the system he's already got a year under his belt in is just much higher than a guy like Brandin Cooks, even going out to L.A. to play with the Rams. But, I mean, I'm going all in. Maybe I can swoop. Maybe, you know, maybe get lucky and get some Brandin Cooks here in this next round. Hey, see it out. Got Jay Ajayi go. I also wouldn't touch him with someone else's dick. Not about that whatsoever. I mean 14.6 PPR was his best production last year, and that was his first game of the season. That's garbage.
He did, to his credit, he did look pretty good carrying the rock. They just didn't give him the volume.
I just don't like how
I don't know how I feel.
Football. He's doing too much moving. He does a lot of moving.
I just don't know how I feel about the Ajayi yet. I don't know.
He does
Maybe
a lot
if he gets back to me, I'll think about it.
A lot of unnecessarily body movements out there, you know. All right, we got Demaryius Thomas go, Juju Smith-Schuster, Deshaun Watson there. Oh my, that's fucking.
That's high.
That's a believer. We still got
over
guys like
Tom Brady,
over Carson Wentz, over Russell Wilson. That's insanity. We got all right. We got Julian Edelman go.
Julian Edelman, solid 5th round every mock that I see.
Back-to-back PPR warlords, and Julian Edelman and Golden Tate just went here too. I mean, those guys are some very high floor broskies.
So that means your boy that you were contemplating still there.
He's still there. I'm gonna swoop in with it. I'm gonna give me some Brandin Cooks, a guy with a very high week-to-week ceiling. I mean, he's gonna have weeks that just absolutely let you down out there, but he is gonna be a type of guy in, like, you know, a best ball league. But if you've got Brandin Cooks in your flex, I mean, that's jackhammer deluxe. He is looking to give you some sex. I mean, you know, he can go out there and win you weeks on a week-to-week basis. So I'm going to go ahead and swoop him up right here in the 5th. We got a huge running back run after that. Mark Ingram finally off the board.
And this is a guy as well, I feel like his floor is extremely low. You just don't know after this 4-game suspension what they're going to do.
I mean, he's missing those 4 games, and I mean, you think about it, 4 games is not that bad. We talk about a regular season in fantasy.
We're talking about a quarter of a season.
Almost a third in a regular season. The 13 weeks, so that's almost a third of your fantasy regular season you are going to be without your boy.
And if you're talking about spending a 5th round price tag to miss a third of a season on a guy who's going to be probably 2nd running back in that system this year anyway, who's to say Kamara...
He can't duplicate what he did last year. That's an impossible dream.
If Kamara is out there averaging 120 yards from scrimmage the first 4 games, I don't feel like they're trying to cool that hand at all by throwing Mark Ingram in there for 12 to 15 touches a game.
Sean Payton's not the type of guy that just plays a guy because you look at Adrian Peterson's situation. He's not going to play it just because you want him to.
Got like 0 carries.
He's not going to play it just because you want him to. That's not the fucking score.
All right, we had Lamar Miller go.
Deion Lewis. Ronald Jones, that's high on Ronald Jones, and Royce Freeman just went. That's like 2 rounds higher than they usually go.
That's too crazy.
That's too crazy for Royce Freeman. I mean, I know he goes in the 7th, but this is the 5th.
And this running back run sucked for me because I'm looking at guys available, and I got to go Tevin Coleman here as my RB1. I'm probably looking to go running back for at least 2 to 3 picks in a row here, just to see if 2 of these can hit, because I already have my wide receivers and my flexes in position. So I got to do a couple of rounds here running backs.
You got to hit on a couple of these fuck boys.
All right, we got Cleveland Brown, Jarvis Landry. How you feel about that?
I mean, I got him in a keeper league. I'm probably going to have to let him go. I mean, we only keep 5 dudes in that league, so I'm probably going to have to cut bait on Landry. I already have Josh Gordon, so it's basically between Gordon and Landry. I can't keep 2 Browns receivers if I'm only keeping 5 dudes. That's fucking insane. So, probably going to give the nod to old Joshy. You know, he's staying sober. You know, I just like to cut him his jib. He's a fucking... He's got 24-inch pythons.
All right, Jimmy Graham at the turn. You can't believe in anything Green Bay tight end. No. You thought Jared Cook was going to be the whisperer.
We thought Martellus Bennett was going to be the guy. Aaron Rodgers has never produced a tight end 1 in like his entire NFL career. I am just not on board with it. I think Jimmy Graham will get his touchdown steals. He will get you in the end zone, but those yards and catches are just not going to be there for Jimmy Graham.
All right, we had Russ go off the board. Greg Olsen, back to me.
Who's your RB2?
RB2, the hype train is running high.
Whispers from the dark.
We're talking Tyreek Hill roll in the Chicago offense. I'm going to go Tyreek Cohen. Maybe he hits on that high-end PPR RB2. That's
You're hoping my boy fails. You're hoping my 3rd round pick Jordan
Will Fuller in the 6th round off the board.
Ooh, that's a believer, baby.
But he did have, what, like 8 touchdowns in 6 games to start this year? It was insane.
He had touchdowns in like 4 straight games. A couple of them with 2 touchdowns. It was like balls deep hammered. Michael Crabtree. Marvin Jones just went. Evan Ingram. So now looking at the tight ends, the 4 tight ends I like: Gronk, Ertz, Kelsey, of course. Then that 4th guy I thought would be Evan Ingram. He's gone, so I'm going to fucking pump the brakes, sit on the tight end for another couple rounds. Tom Brady just went, and I am on the clock. Not really that big of a Sammy Watkins guy. But, I mean, going...
For 6th round.
For 6th round, though, we're talking about my 2nd flex spot here.
There's a lot of cheese to go around in KC.
There is. I mean, we might be talking about third, possibly fourth in targets between, you know, Kelsey, Hill, and you throw in maybe Kareem Hunt in there. But you got to think that, I mean, maybe Watkins, I mean, if he can stay healthy, I mean, there's really no reason why he can't get more receptions than Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying he's going to outdo him in the yards, but he can probably sneak past him in the receptions category. I'm going to give him a chance here. High ceiling kind of guy, and Sammy Watkins here in the late 6th round.
And with that said, I think Pat Mahomes, if you can get Pat Mahomes as your second quarterback, I wouldn't trust him at all. Drafting him as my first quarterback. No. But if you can get him and have him grab some bench for a while, this KC offense looks insane on paper. So if you can get the Deshaun Watson price for a Pat Mahomes, I feel like their ceilings are there.
All right, we got Carson Wentz off the board, Chris Thompson, PPR back off the board. We got Delaney Walker and Carlos Hyde. Pierre Garçon just went, and my boy took Trey Burton in the 7th. The hype is building.
No way.
The hype is building, baby, and I am a believer. Whoever just took him there in the early 7th, I am a full-on believer. I am up. I'm going to look for my 3rd running back. Trey Burton, baby, for life.
What happened to, like, the Division 4 tight end that they drafted?
We've given up on it. Shaheen?
Adam Shaheen.
They're probably going to run. They're probably going to do some, like, 2 tight end sets a lot this season. But you got Trey Burton's going to be that #1 guy. And Shaheen is fucking as green and as raw. I mean, my goodness. He is... I mean, last year was his first time blocking somebody that wasn't playing fucking basically high school football out there. He never blocked a D1 athlete. If you come to the NFL, you get to block some of these big boys, and you fucking learn real quick. All right. I'm going to take it. I think Aaron Jones is the back to own.
I think he's got more spark than Jamal Williams.
We don't really know much at this juncture. You know, training camp hasn't jumped in or anything. So I'm going to take Aaron Jones here. And maybe I'll double down if I get the chance to get both Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams.
They're going pretty much same exact 7th, 8th round here in all these mocks.
Getting my backup running backs on my bench here with some Green Bay. Going to give me some Aaron Jones right now.
Corey Davis hype.
Marlon Mack just went. Got some reindeer games. Kyle Rudolph. Cam Newton went off the board.
Oh, my boy.
Oh, you're the sexy Rexy Burkhead?
Rex, I was targeting him there.
Rexy, you're so sexy.
But, you know, I'm going to get Karen Johnson here.
Say no more.
For Detroit, they're talking that they might put him in as that 3-down back role.
Abdullah's dead, my
Abdullah's out.
He's dead.
Theo Riddick's probably going to get his catches still.
Oh, yeah, he's what he is.
They bring in LeGarrette Blount, but... how many carries did this guy have last year?
Garrett Blount has 2 Super Bowl rings in a row with back-to-back teams.
Could it be 3?
He's the new Charles Haley, baby, going just hopping to teams winning Super Bowls.
Chris Hogan, and I'll tell you what, I love that pick. 7th round, late 7th, Chris Hogan.
I don't know, Hulkster.
I love it. I should.
He faded to black though. He faded.
Who cares?
Who cares? Who cares if he just packed her in, come to fantasy
That's
playoffs.
why you sell high.
Who cares?
Devin Funchess, Jordy Nelson around the turn. I don't know.
I just can't breathe. I just can't see.
I don't like either one of those guys' ceilings.
Gruden and his dinosaur antics breathing life into the Jordy this season. Drew Brees just went. Now you are back up.
I'm back in. I went 4 wide receivers to start. Let's go 4 wide receivers or 4 running backs here in a row. I'm going to get Dante Foreman. There was talk
look at these
that they might even be looking to release Lamar Miller. And if that happens, in 8th round, Dante Foreman, like, why not? And not to mention, I feel like he had...
They're going to release him?
There was talk that they were looking into releasing Lamar Miller. He had 0 more guaranteed money.
Oh, fuck him then.
All right, Jamal Williams off. Couldn't snag that handcuff.
Fucker.
All right, beast mode. Beast Mode surprisingly effective last year.
He was, but
I still don't want him.
He had 6 games with one catch. He had 3 games with 0 catches. So that's 9 games last year with 1 or fewer catches. If he's not in the end
zone, he's nothing.
We're talking about full point PPR here, so I don't know if I can take the risk on a guy like the Beast Mode. All right. Emmanuel Sanders just went. Robert Woods, C.J. Anderson. I wouldn't dick around with C.J. Anderson either. All right, I am up on the clock. You have talked me into it.
Are you gonna do it?
I think I'm gonna. You have talked me into it. Talking late 8th round here. I think I'll grab a couple more tight ends to save my ass later on.
I was dreaming visions of this guy.
Fucking dreams. Fucking visions. Jordan Reed. I mean, geez. I mean, I'm afraid something bad. The fantasy guys.
The lights are gonna turn on.
Are gonna fucking strike me down for taking a bum like Jordan Reed. Alex Smith has always kind of favored his tight ends. I mean, you look at this Redskin wide receiver score, and there's a bunch of dick bum deluxes. Who they got? Paul Richardson, the newcomer out of Seattle. Josh Doxson, who hasn't done dick all yet in his NFL career.
Jordan
Jamison
Reed.
Crowder.
We're talking by far the thinnest position in fantasy here.
I mean, if he can stay healthy, there's no reason he can't finish as the 4th best tight end.
I know this guy's made of fine china.
Absolutely none.
He's played no more than 14 games in any season. But Jordan Reed, if he's getting drafted 8th, 9th round here, we're talking you can get him cheap as balls. You can get a guy like an O.J. Howard, an Njoku late, just in case injury happens, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis showed that he can produce. But Jordan...
Alex Smith, Vernon Davis connection reborn.
But Alex Smith loves his tight ends. Jordan Reed is at a value finally that I can get about. And his ceiling is literally top 3 tight end.
Nah, I don't know. I think Gronk and Kelsey and Ertz got that cemented, so I'm giving him the top 4.
I don't know. I mean, he was going like number 2 or 3 last year.
I just hate him, but you have talked me into the hype. He does have the ceiling.
Visions.
Visions from the dark.
The hash slinging slasher, oozing green slime on the walls.
Second-year tight ends that I like the Njoku and Howard, are going in these 11th and 12th rounds. You can get one of those two. I feel decent about it going into the season. Jordan
Jack
Reed.
Doyle. He'll be there for you, PPR. Saddle him up. Start him even if you want.
Full-point PPR, Doyle rules is not so bad. Robbie Anderson just went. Duke Johnson's gone. Cooper Kupp, I think that's solid value. The last pick of the 8th round.
Cooper Kupp, very solid rookie year, and I think he's only going to build off it. I think with a guy like Cooks that's going to stretch out that, he's going to pull the safety over. He's a guy who works across the middle. He's looking to get more catches. His yards per catch is going to go up. He only averaged what? Actually, no, I think it was about 15.
It was all right. He's averaged 10 PPR points his first 7 weeks before the bye. After that, he came out, averaged 13. I know that's not a huge jump, but it is showing progression out there. He never fell off. He never had any games on his rookie season below 2 catches. So, I mean, that's fucking all in for a rookie.
I think he's still going to get that volume there.
All right, we got Isaiah Crowell just went. Randall Cobb, Jimmy Garoppolo. I am on the board. I'm going to take Marquise Goodwin, Jimmy Garoppolo's partner in crime out there. I know Pierre Garçon's coming back. I'm not really afraid of that. I think Pierre Garçon is getting very long in the tooth. Yeah. Oh, buy me a Coke or whatever the fuck. Very fucking long in the tooth out there. Pierre Garçon, I think if anything, he helps not allow teams to double Marquise Goodwin, which I think is a very good thing for our boy. And I mean, he went out there and he averaged you like 15, 16 PPR points with those weeks with Garoppolo.
He was an every week starter for a while.
He was. He only had the 2 touchdowns on the season too, and he was still getting it done for you with those catches and yards.
All right, we got the richest man alive and Kirk Cousins bringing up the dump truck of cash money.
Dump it up. Bought that baby cash. This baby cash.
Sterling Shepard. Allen Hurns. If Allen Hurns can stay healthy, I really think he might find himself in that mid-range wide receiver too. If he put up good numbers in Jacksonville when healthy. He had a 10 touchdown season with Dez out the door. I mean, who's he gonna? He's gonna be in the slot. Who's he have to beat out in the slot? Cole Beasley.
And they got, you know,
Who they got? Terrence
Williams, who just
what's
got
he
arrested.
Doing? Yeah, what's he doing out there? Look at these wide receivers. They drafted some bum.
I mean, Michael Gallup. I just don't know. I just don't think I want anything to do with Dallas Cowboy passing game this season. I just can't get on it. Witten's gone. Even Dez is trying to find a new fucking home.
I'm telling you.
Looking at the
Everyone's
mess squirrel.
gone. Who's there left?
Mess squirrel. Cole Beasley's left. And fucking...
What's his ceiling?
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying draft Cole Beasley. That's fine.
All right, Nick Chubb off the board. Tyler Eifert gone. I'm going to saddle up my first non-wide receiver running back in the 9th round here. I'm going to give myself some Jack Doyle. This is full point PPR. He was your boy. Like, we were talking about Jordan Reed. Why not get him? We're talking about thin position. Jack Doyle, how did he convince myself to be an every-week starter last year?
How are you going to take a guy like Tyler Eifert over Jack Doyle? You just can't do it.
I mean, it's such a thin position. Jack Doyle was an every-week starter last year, and you're forced to feel confident about it.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, he's got a decent... I mean, if he's on the field, he's got a decent floor out there. He's out there grinding. Ty Montgomery just went first defense, Jaguars, and I'm not hating on that.
I love it.
You're looking at the board, you don't like any of these bench players, you're saying, fuck it all, I'm going to strap it on with the clear-cut #1 defense in fantasy, and I'm all in on it. I mean, if you
People say they can't do it again. I say, why not?
Oh, I think they're even better than they were last year.
I mean, they lost their slot corner, but other than that, they added help on the back in the draft with the safety. Their first-round pick, as if Saxonville wasn't big enough, they got themselves another defensive lineman.
Yeah, all in. I think they can repeat. I don't know if they'll have quite the same numbers, but I think they're easily the #1 fantasy defense.
They're easily not even fantasy, but best defense in general.
They're fucking coming at you heavy. Corey Clement, I am feeling that. I think he is going to start.
I think he's the
touches.
back to own in Philadelphia.
I think he is. Talking about 10th round pick here. I mean, when did Ajayi go? Ajayi's ass went out there in the 4th.
I mean, he had a pretty nice catch in the Super Bowl.
Call it. Give it to him. Fucking stick it in their hearts, those black-hearted pricks. All right, we got Crowder off the board. Now you're up.
I got to give myself a quarterback before the ship sails completely. I'm going to get the no respect Matt Stafford double-digit rounds. What is happening?
No respect. He always finishes like top 7, top 8 quarterbacks, and year in and year out, just absolutely no respect for you. I mean, he is hucking and chucking footballs. We got another defense going to the Rams. We got Devontae Parker, Matt Ryan, Cameron Meredith just went. We got Devontae Booker. Now I'm up.
You got to get it before it sails.
I do got to get the quarterback before it sails. I mean, I'm looking at it. You got, you got the Berg still available. Guys,
you got Andrew Luck. I know that's still dicey.
Not my first not my quarterback one. That's fucky. You got Phillip Rivers, guys with a really solid floor. But I think I'm just going to go top 3 NFL offense here with Jared Goff. And I think the Rams are just... I mean, Brandon Cooks is better than Sammy Watkins, you got to feel, so that's an upgrade. I think Cooper Kupp's 1-year maturation, is going into his 2nd year. Robert Woods showed signs of life last year. Todd Gurley is arguably the best running back in football. So that's really hucking and chucking out there for Jared Goff. I think there's no way Jared Goff doesn't get out there and give you solid production week in and week out.
All right, we got the wide receiver wasteland that is Buffalo with Kelvin Benjamin off the board.
Theo Riddick. Chargers D. There went Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers. So good thing I took the chance then. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have had Goff for one of those other quarterbacks. Garrett Blunt just went. And like I said earlier with Jordan Reed, I like me some Javen Njoku. Tyrod Taylor is probably going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns to open the season. When Charles Clay was healthy, Tyrod Taylor always did kind of love him sexy out there. So I just think Njoku is a type of guy who can go out there and easily become a tight end one for you here in this 11th round.
And as a rookie, he only played I don't even know if he played 50% of the offensive snaps. But when he did play, he did look extremely athletic. Calvin Ridley.
The only reason why I'm taking him over O.J. Howard is because Cameron Brate is still in town.
Cameron Brady's getting paid.
It's insane. Why didn't they just let him walk? They drafted O.J. Howard early, and they're like, you know what? We're going to pay Cameron Brate.
he's got to be like a top 3 paid tight end. He has to be.
At least,
huge.
He's paid as a starter. That's no questions asked about that. I don't know about top 3, but he is definitely paid as a starter.
What was his deal? It was insane. It was like 6 years, 40-something mil.
He had a decent guaranteed piece, too.
It was like $7 million a year. Calvin Ridley, the rookie in Atlanta, going off the board. There's Andrew Luck.
I mean, Gronk's only getting paid $8 million this year, so fucking ain't sniffing Gronk money.
Marquise Lee. I don't know if I want to touch anything Jacksonville receiver. Not because none of them are studs, but there's so many guys. There's 5 or 6 guys in that wide receiver.
They're all the same guy, too.
Do it all.
They're all the same kind of guy. Marquise Lee, Day Westbrook. Who's that rookie
they got Chark. They got
can't even think of that rookie's name right offhand.
DJ Chark or whatever, something like that. We got Keenan Cole, who showed flashes last year. Rashad Green's healthy. They got Moncrief.
Oh yeah, the Moncrief. Oh, yeah.
They've got everything.
I'd say I'm out on the Moncrief.
I mean, I think Moncrief is the best out of them.
They have been saying OTAs. Moncrief's been out there balling, but
I mean, DJ Chark.
I can't get on board with some Moncrief.
Chark, the rookie, he might be the most talented, but still, he's kind of a one-trick pony at this point. Minnesota D, DJ Moore, off to me here. And I got Jack Doyle, but I am going to get that O.J. Howard. I just feel like his ceiling is higher than Cameron Braid's at this point. And it could be a true breakout season for O.J. Howard. I mean, this guy was drafted high as a tight end in round 1 in the NFL draft. So he can definitely be the man there. Philadelphia D off the board.
Nelson Aguilar getting no fucking respect, dude. I tell you. That's gross.
This guy was a wide receiver 2 last year.
Finished as the wide receiver 22 in PPR leagues last year. You know, you're looking at it, and
you got to think Carson Wentz missed some games.
He had the 8 touchdowns, but in the games he scored, he had like 14.5 points or better in those 8 games he scored. But then you look at it, and this is the scary part. You look at it, and in those 8 games he didn't score, he had 8.6 PPR or less. He didn't break double digits in a single game that he didn't score in, but he still finished as a back-end wide receiver 2 in 12-team leagues, and going into the last pick of the 11th fucking round, absolutely disgusting. All in, get yourself Nelson Aguilar on the bench. And at worst case scenario, he's a great bye week guy, but he can easily find his ass in your flex.
All right, a guy that I am targeting as my second quarterback in almost every draft, Pat Mahomes. I feel like I said earlier, he's got that Deshaun Watson value that he had last year. You can get him cheap, and this guy could be a top 5 fantasy quarterback.
Oh, blowing the horn, baby.
I said could.
Could.
He could be 25th.
Oh, well. Could. Oh, my God.
I mean, look at these weapons. It's insane.
The horn. Yeah, Hill, Kelsey, Watkins, Hunt. I mean, that's some sexy.
All right, Martavis Bryant off. I'm going to get my boy. You talking about no respect.
How
about 12th round, Danny Amendola.
I mean,
Jarvis Landry.
His playoff production was ridiculous.
Jarvis Landry's out. Devontae Parker means nothing to me. Who is left? The only thing you can say about Amendola is if he's going to stay healthy. But if he's... I mean, hell. This guy might start over Allen Robinson week 1 for me in my second flex. And I just draft... And I'm serious. I mean, we're talking about a 12th round pick.
Danny Amendola does have a very sexy floor for you if he is on the football field. I mean, you got to think he steps right into that Jarvis Landry role. And I mean, you know the fucking Dolphins are going to be playing from behind. They might be the worst fucking team in the NFL. I mean, they lost their defense. They lost, a bunch piece on their defense, including Sue. Jai's fucking gone now. Landry's gone. I mean, Pouncey's a pile of cocks. I mean, you're looking at a team that just might be the new Browns. They might be the Miami Browns. No.
I mean, the Browns.
We're looking at
What's
the high water mark on the fucking Dolphins wins this year?
I mean, probably like 6 or 7.
Absolute most 5 or 6. I'm saying we're talking 2 and 14.
All right, we're talking straight NFL talk. Do you think it was idiotic for the Browns to pass on Saquon #1 overall?
I mean, they did something. I mean, once they brought in Carlos Hyde, I knew they weren't going to
drafted Chubb in the second round. So if you're going to draft a running back high, why not just get the best prospects in Adrian Peterson?
Baker Mayfield took that Favre picture with his little fucking jeans on, with his little fucking shorts on.
But you could have gotten Baker Mayfield at 4th overall.
The Browns are
I
dumb.
feel like the Jets got I feel like the Jets got the guy who they wanted from the beginning.
I was fucking glad because I'd be sitting looking. I got the first pick of this. I'd be sitting here looking at Gordon, Brown, Landry, Brown. Got the first pick. Gotta take Barkley, Brown. Don't fucking do it to me, Browns. They didn't do it. I fucking applauded them for it.
But seriously, if Saquon would have got drafted to the Browns, I'm not talking crazy. I think Browns legitimately could be around 500. If they got Tyrod Taylor, I mean, he's game manager. He'll do his thing. He'll turn it over. An excellent young rookie running back. You've got some solid wide receivers, a good offensive line, an underrated defense.
I was running my mouth to a fucking Steelers fan a couple months ago. I told his ass the Browns were going to take one from him this year.
I don't see why not.
Take one, babe. If the Bears can do it, the shit dumpster fire Bears took one from the Steelers last year, the Browns can sneak one in, babe.
All right, we missed Mike Williams.
We're all the way to
George Kittle. Spencer Ware, defenses, your boy.
All right. Going to take a high floor guy here, a guy that has his role, like we said earlier, full point PPR league. Take me some James White. Feel like it's a great bye week play. I mean, you know, who knows? His role could expand, but you got to feel like he's a type of guy that can go out there and get you 10 to 12 PPR points any given week.
Like I said earlier, he's the only New England back with a definitive role at this point.
We got defense. We got Kenny Stills. We got some Rashard Matthews, Josh Jackson, Doug Martin, Michael Gallup. We got Whispers from the Dark. I'm going to go another rookie wide receiver. I'm going to get me some Chicago Bears, a guy that I think is going to be second in this team in targets behind your boy Allen Robinson. Going to get the rookie Anthony Miller. And you look at it, it's sexy deluxe. And you're talking from a small school like Memphis, and there's only been 3 receivers in Memphis history. Three seasons a receiver in Memphis history has over 1,000 yards. One of them, the Reverend Isaac Bruce. The other 2, my boy, Anthony Miller.
We'll see. We'll see.
Isaac Bruce, 15,000 yards in his career, baby. The second player ever to reach 15,000 yards.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
The other players have done it since then, but at the time he did that, he was the second player after big old J.R. to take that 15,000 yard marker down.
Kenny Galladay, I'm kind of feeling that too. I feel like his upside's there, 13th round. This is a pass-heavy offense.
A sleeper.
He's the definitive number 3 guy in that offense, and I don't see why he couldn't overtake Marvin Jones at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, a guy like Marvin, I just never feel like Marvin Jones is really that sexy.
I mean, his role is not set in stone in that offense.
I think Galladay's going to spend a lot of time on the field. They're going to run a whole hell of a lot of 3 wide receiver sets up there in Detroit. So I think Galladay's going to get his opportunities to shine. We got Derek Carr, a little quarterback run with Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, and Jameis Winston.
Gio went off the board. Here's a guy, 13th round. When you were looking at James White, I thought you could consider him. I feel like Peyton Barber here, and all the names that we're showing guys like Matt Breida, Bilal Powell, and Latavius Murray, dudes like that. Of all the dudes that are available, Peyton Barber is the only guy that truly has a path to be the guy in an offense.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at dudes like Frank Gore, he's dead. Jeremy Hill's dead.
Jay Stu.
Dead.
I mean, of these guys available, Peyton Barber can be the starter on his football team. The only guy who, I mean, look, if you're looking at Ronald Jones drafted in the 5th round, a rookie running back that no one ever heard anything about until draft day.
And Peyton Barber, I mean, he did go out there and have some shining moments when Doug Martin was missing some time. He looked out there, got a little sexy for you. We got some Greg Zuerlein go, Christian Kirk, got some kicker, got some Case Keenum, and now you're on the board once again.
All right, I'm gonna get another. This guy is more of a floor pick. I'm gonna get some Paul Richardson. He's a guy maybe on bye weeks I could throw in, but 14th round.
You gotta think
this guy had a very over 800 yards last year in Seattle.
I mean, you gotta think he's gonna play a full complement of snaps. for a team this hurting at wide receiver.
I mean, he's the #1 guy in this offense, and that's sad. You got
Josh Doxson.
You got Jamison Crowder. Is Crowder? I mean, where's Crowder even going? Is he even getting drafted?
No.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, he did.
10th round.
All right, he snuck past me, babe. Not really a Jamison Crowder believer. We had a kicker run, a little sprinkle in defense. My pick. I picked Jordan Reed as my #1 tight end, so you can never have enough tight ends on your roster, baby. They're speaking into him. The Pittsburgh Steelers traded for my boy Vance McDonald last season. There's no reason in my eyes why he can't supplant a guy like Jesse James, the Outlaw. I mean, you look at that game against the Jaguars, he had like, what, 10 fucking catches in that game, my boy Vance McDonald?
And he had like an 80-yard touchdown a couple years ago.
Yeah, he's got the speed. Like, as far as tight ends with speed, this is the type of guy who can be a game breaker. I mean, if the Steelers come out and say Vance McDonald is our #1 tight end, I think you'll jump up a few rounds. I'm going to go ahead and sneak him here at the end of the 14th. Have some more kickers go. Tavius Murray. Panther D, Blue Powell back to me. I'm going to say, fuck it, you know. Nobody's probably watching the video anymore. I'm going to take a defense, too. Fuck it. Packing it in.
KC, they have no one left.
I've packed up shop. I don't even give a shit.
All right, a bunch of bums. Carson, Breda, Ted Ginn, Prescott. Since no one's watching, my boy, Austin.
Coco beware.
JEFFERY and Jenkins. They're saying he's looking good in OTAs. He had, I mean, this guy only had 3 touchdowns last year, but you might as well have 10 with all the ones that were called back.
Got that fucking bullshit touchback. The ball never even left his fucking hands, and they called it a touchback. That was grotesque.
First year of sobriety, catching 50 balls out there from the tight end position from a very bad
He's only 25
offense.
fucking years old.
25.
You think he's been in the league for a decade? He's still only 25 years old. It's remarkable.
He was like a top 50 overall NFL pick. So this guy's got the talent, and I mean, Jacksonville, you know, they let Mercedes Lewis go.
You know what I'm feeling?
All they need is a block and JEFFERY Jenkins with them stone rock comfy hands.
3-yard line. Fucking whole bunch of play action to Fournette. Wide open ASJ in the back of the end zone.
His fullbacks and his tight ends in the red zone.
You're going to see a good, decent amount of the play action. Look for our boy ASJ.
JEFFERY Jenkins is a big body. He's like 6'5", 260.
He's a mountain of a man.
He can catch them touchdowns.
All right, baby. If you like the cut of our jib, give us a subscribe, give us a share, hit that thumbs up button down there. Add us on some Twitter. We are now on the fucking iTunes, baby. So if you want to go over there, give us a rating on the iTunes, download some of our shit. We will send you a free Tankers Uzi.
We got more mock drafts coming up soon. We're going to give you some other fun videos, give you all that advice you want. Make sure you pay attention to these things before your draft here, because if you watched last year, I remember me toting guys hard, and those names were Alvin Kamara, Evan Ingram. If you drafted both of those, there's a good chance that you won your league.
He was fucking on that Alvin Kamara train. That was something I was neglectful.
If you don't believe me, go back in those videos, and you will see.
Oh, yes. Adam Thielen. We told motherfuckers to draft Adam Thielen in that 10th, 11th round. Another fucking guy that went out there and won you money.
Look at here. What other boys?
We fucking were hammering on them.
I mean, we missed on a few.
We missed on some guy. You know, we always miss. You know, shoot and miss. We fucking hit those home runs in those later rounds, babe.
We did. Anything 10 and above,
we were
on.
Stroking it deep on those ones.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you very much for watching. We are Tankers Fantasy Football. Give us a comment. Give us a like. We'll see you next time.
Cheese.